Welcome to GreenBiz Studio. I'm James Ball, the Director of Buildings at GreenBiz, and I'm excited to be speaking today with Ryan Gaylord, Principal with Altura. Hello, Ryan.
Hi, James.
Ryan, there's a lot of shifts happening in the real estate industry right now, and perhaps one of the biggest is building performance standards, really focused around how do we get existing buildings to be more energy efficient. But performance is more than that, and I'd love to hear your perspective on what building performance means to you.
Yeah, that's a great question, James. I think we're seeing that there's more and more pressure on especially existing buildings to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Existing buildings make up the vast majority of our emissions worldwide within the building sector. So it's a great area to focus. So with that, we're seeing a lot of states and municipalities, especially in the US, setting new policies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions across the existing building stock. So the things that we're seeing that's driving is even more focus on building performance. So as you mentioned, building performance means different things to different people, and to us, building performance really is about having access to real-time data on what's happening in a building. And I don't mean just utility meter level data showing how much electricity or gas you consume on a monthly basis. I mean data showing how are my air handlers performing? How are my boilers and my chillers and my heat pumps performing, so that I have a really good understanding as a building owner, where are my levers for reducing energy and carbon emissions?
So, Ryan, you mentioned your clients there and their changing needs. I'm wondering about how your own services have changed to meet those new client needs.
Yeah, so, we founded the company 10 years ago with the mission to make a positive impact in the built environment and to use data to affect positive change. So I would say today we're leaning even harder into that as we're seeing, clients that are trying to decarbonize their building portfolios. They need access to building performance data, and they also need a way to manage this at a programmatic level versus just move from one building to the next and project by project. They need to kind of have the ability to step back to see what are all the opportunities on the table, and how do I spread those improvement projects over a number of years to be able to confidently meet my targets? So you have to have the ability to think of it programmatically, be able to establish capital plans to achieve, those investments over time, and then to use the data year by year to validate that you're on course to achieving your targets. So I would say we're really leaning into those elements of, working with our clients to decarbonize at a programmatic level.
You've mentioned data a few times. Really, can you just bring that to life for us? Like, what's an example of one of your services or the ways that you're seeing value created from that data in buildings?
Yeah, two things come to mind. One is that we are working to deploy open building automation systems with our clients that enable access to more data points within the building. And so what that means is, if you have HVAC, lighting, other equipment connected into the building automation system, that we can now see exactly what's happening at the equipment level. So we can see if a damper position is stuck on an air handling unit. We can see a bunch of different things that happen in buildings so that we can make changes, as things start to go off course, versus wait, months after receiving utility bills that are showing a 20 or 30% increase and we don't know what's happening. We now know what's happening, so we can make those changes, on the spot when they occur.
It's really interesting stuff, Ryan. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. You just heard from Ryan Gaylord, Principal at Altura.
Thanks, James. Appreciate the time.